Borneo has some of the most fertile earth in the world. A tropical climate combined with volcanic nutrient-rich soils supports a huge diversity of agriculture. Whilst the island remains green and lush, huge areas of land have been given up to palm oil production, a venture that has proved to be very lucrative for the island but costly to the environment. In response to this, many proactive agricultural businesses have turned to eco-friendly methods of production, as well as conservation programs to slow the rate of deforestation.
Okay guys, I just got a dangerous experience. 3 o'clock in the morning, while I was sleeping, one centipede bites me in my hands. I was afraid it was a snake because there are 2 holes. So I went rush to the hospital and they got my blood. The doctor said no, it's not a snake, it's a centipede. It will be like this for the next 3 days. I cannot move my hands. Actually, it's very common. It can happen anywhere in the rainforest jungle. So guys, be careful.
After a night of easy camping, we headed into the town of Tenom to sample the wares in the area's famous coffee factory. In a culture where tea is the main hot drink of choice, Yitpho Tenom coffee offers something of a rarer indulgence, as well as being the oldest and largest producer in an area known for its robust coffee cherries. Established in 1960 by Mr. Yong Lung Vun and now run by his son Alex Yong, Yitpho Tenom Coffee has been integral in establishing Tenom as Saba's coffee capital. The roasting method is old school charming in its simplicity, beginning with sun-drying the coffee cherries for 14 days, hulling the dried outer layers to get to the beans inside, and roasting them over a wood fire for 5 hours. Most coffee that you buy off the shelf in Malaysia is kopio, a mixture of coffee roast, wheat, oats or corn, and burnt caramel. Yitpho is a good place to go if you're in the mood for an old-fashioned, untampered cup of coffee. Once inside the pleasantly air-conditioned cafe, we were treated to coffee brewed in a variety of styles, as well as some background history on the company. After a night of camping and a day of touring and coffee, we journeyed to the Balung plantation in Toal, our final destination for the day. The Balung plantation sits on a massive 3,000 acres of volcanic soil at the eastern coast of Sabah. We arrived excited, knowing that tonight we'd get to enjoy a full evening's rest in an actual bed at the Balung River Eco Resort. But with many hours of daylight left, we would first have the pleasure of enjoying a tour around several of the plantation's many features. A family-run plantation since 1979, the owners are currently spearheading the development of many eco-tourism and sustainable agricultural programs. Only organic animal feed is used to sustain the Brahman cattle that are bred at Balung, ensuring a healthy, happy animal. waste from the cattle is harnessed to conduct the energy that helps run the plantation while minimising the dependence on fossil fuels, one of the main reasons the project was started. In addition, the cattle's wastes are also used as organic fertiliser. The plantation's philosophy is the growth of organic crops with the smallest possible carbon footprint. They source power from their own hydro dam, recycle waste from their cattle into biogas, and convert discarded biomass into steam to operate their distillation plant. Another impressive sustainability effort is the use of plantation-grown taro, which is ground into a fine powder and used to make a biodegradable form of cardboard, which can be used as a replacement for polystyrene takeaway containers. The entire chain of produce is controlled from the seedling to the final product entirely in-house. Strong relationships between the plantation, local and regional governments, growers associations and technical teams in the field are essential to quality produce and maintained health standards. The plantation's bread and butter is the cultivation of various teas, including lemongrass, java and agarwood, each one a plant that's been harvested historically for its health benefits. Each plant is of a patented variety, valuable due to its drought and virus resistance as well as its high growth yield. Our dinner that evening, prepared especially for us by the head farmer and CEO of Go Seafood, was 3 impressive dishes of Royal Emperor. Emperor is a fish indigenous to the area with a reputation for being rare, expensive and delicious, which has unfortunately led to threatened population numbers in the wild. Go Seafood has spent over a decade developing eco-friendly methods to farm emperor sustainably, but without losing their signature taste. They also promote the fish as a substitute for shark fin soup, a controversial dish popular in Southeast Asia that endangers entire species of shark at a time. It was refreshing and honestly inspiring to see so many local businesses taking their island's ecological concerns into consideration. With our bellies full of fish, we drank and laughed the night away, ready for another day of adventures as the Trans-Borneo continued. Later in our adventure, we headed towards the small farming village of Bacalalan, located in the neighbouring state of Sarawak. If you're coming from the north, the only access is via a 125-kilometre logging trail from the town of Lois, a four-wheel drive only road that can take 6 or more hours depending on the weather. Such was the case with our expedition. Between long stretches of decent track were pockets of deep, greasy mud that could undo us if tackled without thought and attentiveness. At certain points, the convoy would stop to let every car through one by one, ready to provide assistance if someone fell into a literally sticky situation. Our caution was rewarded with no incidents, and we arrived in town just as the rain started falling heavily. Baclalan comprises of 9 small villages, only 4 kilometres from the Indonesian border. Nearly all villages, just over 1,000 of them, belong to the Lun Bawang tribe, traditionally agriculturists, hunters and fishermen. As everywhere we went, the people were friendly and generous, welcoming us into their home and treating us to a slice of their culture. Traditional dances and welcoming ceremonies were the order of the evening, followed by a buffet of local food, nearly all entirely made from rice, the main staple of the region.
Baclalan is a small town. The population is only about 1,000, or less. Just the one in the village. Our main agriculture here is planting the paddy and also vegetables and fruits, pineapples. Baclalan offered a lot of interesting activities, like join them planting the paddies, collect wild fruit in the jungle, or those who like the nature, we take them to the jungle to experience the wildlife. We have interesting animal and also plants. Right now, we are in the owl house, our homestay. We get the name for the homestay from our favorite bird. Owl is our favorite bird, any kind of owls. We got a lot of gifts from friends about all the owl things. It's actually pretty exciting, The house design, actually a surprise for us from our uncle. So when he showed us the design, we said, that's it. That's the one. From the owl house, in the morning when you wake up, you will enjoy the mist in the morning. And in the evening, you enjoy the fiery sky, and at night is the beautiful Milky Way and stars. Just drop by in Baclalan, and you'll see it for yourself.
We rose early with the sun the next day and were led a short distance to the nearest rice paddy where we'd soon be partaking in the seasonal farming. Using water from the Kelalan River, the community have created well-irrigated paddy fields where they grow the prized Highland Adan rice, a sweet grain that is rarely grown in the interior mountains. Planting takes place each year in August and September, to be harvested in January. Once you get the knack, planting the rice is almost meditative, watching the mist clear as the sun pushes its way over the mountains.
My name is Lisa Bueng. We are at the Punang Kalalan salt spring, the process salt making in Baclalan, Sarawak, Malaysia. Now we have functions with the Trans BORNEO group and the community. It is organized by Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Malaysia and Sarawak State. We are showing them how to process the mountain salt. The process is a traditional way. It's been practiced since long time ago. And we still keep the traditional styles of process. Normally we do it 6 pots, but as it's only 3 pots. The main pot is the nearest to the fire, which is constantly for 12 hours, 14 hours to do the process until we can get the salt from the water. The salts come from underground, which is been found by our grandfather. This is the route for the hunting trip. And when they found deer, sometimes monkey and a bee licking the water, then they dig it and they found water. And they take the big trees with a hole and they drop it inside the ground, then come out the water. Baklalan is located at 980 meters from sea level. Our tribe is Lun Bawang. Lun means on, the Bawang means the place. And Baklalan, we took the name from the river. Our lifestyle is the human and the jungle, which is related. And mostly our people here doing the agriculture job, paddy planting and doing some small garden for our needs. We also have buffalo here, cow to sell. Since that the government that want to develop this place, we just say, okay, but we don't need a huge development. Yeah, we just want to keep it just like this, with enough communication to outside. The most thing we need is the road link, Baklalan to Lawas, the nearest town, which is like 150 kilo. We need better road so that we can develop ourselves and we can sell our product, what we have here. As a tour guide, we love people to come here, especially from outside. Doesn't matter, it's Asian, European, doesn't matter. Let's come to Baklalan and experience our lifestyle. We will serve you accordingly. Sayang Baklalan.